Something really interesting that I've been seeing lately is that there's a massive opportunity. Look, I'm not going to try to pretend to be an expert. I will only say that I've been an entrepreneur for 4 years. There's many days that I've felt like that I'm losing. There's many days that I felt like I don't know what I'm doing. There's been many days that I've been miserable, and those days never end. I don't have a Lambo. I have, however, built multiple businesses and I've scaled them to 10K to $30,000 a month. And as much as I would like a Lambo, I feel like it would bring not enough joy because I'm the type of guy who likes van life and I like to live in a fucking van, which is what I did 2 years ago when I was making $30,000 a month and I was living in a van and I had a co-working subscription and a gym subscription. But enough about me. The opportunity that I've been seeing is that there's just been tons of layoffs. So lots of people are just losing jobs. And I just want to give you hope that because you just lost a job or because you had a job, you have an advantage over someone like me who hasn't had a job in almost 4 years. And that advantage is that you know something about the current ways of doing things in your particular field. And right now is the best time it has ever been to solve a problem with a set of AI agents. So you see, people fear losing jobs. People fear that AI is going to take over and make them replaceable. You've already lost the job. So you can go replace them. You could just learn AI and just build an agent that does those things that companies clearly paid you to do. AI will do it better if you actually build it right. And you can because you have the data and the knowledge and the expertise because you were in those shoes. And so the opportunity is massive for you. And I want to give you examples because I want to not just talk. I don't want to talk fluff. I want to give you examples. So I come from a world where I have personally myself made 60,000 cold calls. And I come from the outreach world, man. I've ran ads, I've ran Facebook ads for local businesses, but I come from the outreach world where we go heavy on dials and we dial our lives away basically to make money. We scaled a software company that I used to work for from zero to like something like 268,000 ARR, which is pretty good. And in how many months? In like 3-4 months, which is insane. When I joined that company, we were a team of, I think, 7 or 8 people. When I left the company, we were a team of 50 and more. And so I was the cold calling guy, but I was the top one. The most amount of money they have ever paid to an SDR, which is sales development representative, was mine. That commission check was mine. And so I would book 14 demos a day for that software company. Just for the context, I'm not trying to brag or flex. And so I know that industry. I know how. So like if we had an AI, if two people, person A, person B, had each AI agent, we gave them an AI agent that is, we tell them, hey, build an AI agent that does cold calling. Let's say, even though I don't think the AI agents can do cold calling very effectively yet, but person A has 60,000 cold calls experience and person B does not. Person A, as a result, will build a better agent because he knows how to instruct that AI agent. And that is exactly what I'm saying here. You have an advantage over anybody else right now. You have an advantage because you have a job. You have or have had a job in the very recent times. You know how companies are doing things. You know how exactly your company is doing things. What kind of tools they're using, what kind of processes they have to go through, what kind of decision-making process that they have to do in order to get something done. And the biggest thing that you must know, that because you had a job or because you have a job, it means the companies, the businesses value what that job does. Okay, which means if they're paying you $60,000 a year, they will happily pay you $10, $20, $30, $40,000 to build an AI agent that does your job, because they know that that AI agent will not only do your job, but also 10 other people like you that they hired that they can now replace with AI agents. And so the opportunity is that we need to be thinking more about this. We have the tools like Claude, Codex, like all these coding models like Kimi K3. Like, we have these tools. We have all that's needed. And I wish I could say that even a year ago or 6 months ago. Now, the game has changed. You have no idea. You're sitting at such a golden opportunity. Like, it's insane. You're even better off than me. Sure, if you're starting your new business, there's some lessons that I've learned in the last 3 years that you might only learn as you go. But you are sitting at a very, very good opportunity, and you are not doing anything about it. You need to take this, man. All you need is a Claude subscription, which will cost you maybe $100, $200. Fuck it, whatever it is, just pay, just do it. Or Codex, which is cheaper. Or I wouldn't recommend building your own, hosting your own models with Hermes Agent and all that stuff for a beginner. And so go try those tools. Go have at it. Try to automate your job. Put it in a package, which package is in traditional terms called software. Put it inside a software and then sell the software. And obviously, you would have to sell the software, so you'd have to learn sales, which I can help you with, but that is your opportunity. You want, I'll give you another story. So I was starting this AI automation agency for local businesses. It was only 6 months ago. I was like, I want to be able to call people. I want to be able to call people who, without having to, find their number online and then copy them or type them into my phone. I just want to be able to just hit dial, upload a sheet, hit dial, and just call 100 people a day, whatever. But there was no tool that would allow me to do that, because I could call 100 people in a day in like 3 hours. But if I was to do it manually, it would not only, cold calling itself is so painful, but having to copy and paste the numbers and then do all these things is so much more, like, it just adds too much friction. And so I built a software to solve my own problem, which is I want to be able to upload a sheet and I want to just hit dial and have it dial for me. And I called it Dial Sheet. And I was like, this is such a good software. It makes complete sense for people like me, for beginners, for beginners. We're all beginners when we're beginning new thing. And so I made it free. I made the software free so that everybody on the internet could just plug in their Twilio keys and just connect the number and just call without having to pay me or a software company anything, without having to pay $100 a month. Like, that's stupid. Because I would usually, when I used to run my sales agency for software companies, by the way, that's also my experience. Like, I've not only made 60,000 cold calls myself, I've also managed teams who have made 100,000 cold calls or more, probably more, a lot more. And so I just wanted to make that software so everybody could just call and just make calls, just dial away, have fun, and make it easy for people to get customers. And now we have 100 users on that software. Isn't that insane? That's insane. And actually, just yesterday I was like, okay, well, I'll build an email feature in there too and make it a Teams software so that Teams can use it. And we got a paid user yesterday. And I've been getting other people's messages that, hey, I want to use Dial Sheet. Can you hop on? You get the idea. Now we're thinking of building it into an agent that actually does outreach for you. Not bad, right? Even if it gets any business, one customer, we're good. We're happy. And so the thing is that we need to be thinking about this. And I think prospecting, or my use case, is the least of the coolest use cases. Your use case, let's say if you're working in a project management business, let's say if you're working with human resources, you can automate your job. You can literally just automate everything you do, but you have to first document it, and then you have to obviously learn about the systems, and then do it. And then you offer it to your boss that, hey, this is how I built it. And then next thing you know, your boss can be like, wow, that's freaking awesome. Thanks for doing that. You just saved him $60,000, $70,000, $100,000 a year. And then that if he pays you something for it, or if he gives you more work, then you're going to basically sell the same thing to other people, because other people also need the same thing that you just solved for your boss. And so that is your opportunity. This is what we're doing. And if you are somebody, if you're a young entrepreneur, we're going to have a link down here in the description, and you're going to click on this. First 100 members are going to be free. You will learn outreach, how I'm going to grow my software company, how I'm going to build so many more software, how I'm going to build so many agents, and then how I'm going to sell. You're going to learn all that, and we're going to do it together. So if you do want to join the community, let's get you going. Click on the link, and I'll see you on the inside, brother.